Our final week of Team of the Season NHL 24 has been released. Let's talk about Community Team of the Season. So we received our 12 new Community Team of the Season player items, separated into first and second team. So our first team Community Team of the Season, these would be the top 6 vote getters, starting at the 94 Sergei Bobrovsky. It's 6'2", he's got gold light work. Again, this is purely a card that you'd want to go out and get if you are a Bobrovsky fan. Does not separate himself from any of the other top-end goaltenders. He does come with light work, like I said, as well as showstopper. But yeah, just want to use the biggest goalie. On defense, we got the 96 Roman Josi, comes with two-way offensive, defensive, as well as enforcer defenseman, meaning that he can get up to 98 speed with speed boost as well as enforcer defenseman activated, which is obviously a massive bonus. 94 acceleration, 99 agility and balance, a great shot, max hand stats, body checkings at 94, stick checking and defensive awareness are also max. Very good card, comes with gold heat seeker, which hasn't been useless this year, especially because one-timers from the point are much less effective than just firing pucks on for tips and things like that. He's also got silver quick pick and shutdown, so a very well-rounded defensive card. The only way that I would make this better is if you flip shutdown for heat seeker or maybe through truculence on him, but this is a very good defensive card. Our other defenseman is the 99 Evan Bouchard. Obviously, because Team of the Season cards have to match the highest rated card that is released, Evan Bouchard is a fantasy card that is maxed out. So this is what it should be. 99s across the board. Gold Thunderclap is pretty mid. Silver Edges has lost its usefulness, but he's got quick pick as well as 1T and stick 'em up. So his abilities are actually pretty poor in the grand scheme of things, but he's 99 across the board. So obviously a great card. On to the first team forwards, we got the 96 Mikko Rantanen, 6'4", 215, and he does come with 1 skating increase, but even at 96 overall, it's very low. You're looking at 94 speed at max, 92 acceleration, 98 agility, max hands, as well as shooting, defensive stats, and he's got pretty high body checking with gold unstoppable force at 6'4", 215. He's got back at ya, make it snappy, 1T, edges, and tape to tape, so some fun abilities as well. This is a card you're waiting for to hopefully get some playoff upgrades because his skating is just, I don't even understand how his skating is so low considering he's a 96 overall. Our next forward is the 96 Artemi Panarin, who can essentially get to 99 speed. He's very close. 96 excel, 99 agility, great hands, shooting, and even defensive stats. Very low body checking. He's got gold unstoppable force, which I think is kind of necessary because he is very slender, and make it snappy, really the only other ability that you'd want to activate on him. But I know a lot of Rangers fans out there, if you did get your Artemi Panarin. And the last of the first team of the season is the 96 Leon Draisaitl, 6'2", 208. Does have 1 skating increase. It'd be cool if they got enforcer forward on some of these cards, but I digress. 95 speed with that ability activated, 92 acceleration, 95 agility. So again, some attributes that have room to grow. Max shooting, hands, and he's got an okay face-off rating at 92. Again, I think this card is going to benefit far more when he hits 99 just because of his size. Gold Snipe, not nearly as effective as Make It Snappy. Does have silver quick draw, unstoppable force, elite edges, and 1T, so some good secondary abilities. I'd rather see this be Make It Snappy though. So we also got our second team Community Team of the Season. So this would be the second 6 that received the most votes. He's got gold post to post, much more effective in NHL 22 than 24. And again, only 6'2". It's just, unless you're a Bruins fan, this is an avoid. A popular pick, the 96 William Nylander, had a great season. He's basically maxed out. You can get him to 99 speed. He's got 97 excel and 99 agility, hand stats, as well as shooting, all maxed as well. And he's got gold Make It Snappy, silver unstoppable force, and you've got one of the better offensive cards in the game right now. Obviously, the Leafs are going to the playoffs. Memes aside, he should receive a couple new cards, or at least be in the hunt to receive some, so a good option here in the 96 William Nylander. Adam Fox is one of our second team defensemen. He's got gold, seeing eye, tape to tape, quick pick, shutdown, elite edges, and wheels. Again, quick pick and shutdown are a nice combo, and he can get to 99 speed, 98 excel. So one of the better skating defensemen. He's basically Cale Makar. Silver shutdown does make him a little bit more effective considering he's a little bit smaller. So again, a good option here on the back end. Elias Pettersson also gets a second team Community Team of the Season. However, again, a card that needs a speed bump by getting 97, 98, and etc. It's only got 95 speed, 94 excel, 98 agility, currently at 96 overall. I've said this before throughout the last few years. Even though he is 6'2", he is very slender, so he does get knocked off the puck very easily, but he does have gold unstoppable force, so hopefully that will help, as well as back at you. Again, I think back at you is just a really fun ability once they buffed the reverse checking again later in the year, and silver Make It Snappy. So all the abilities that you would want on the card. 93 face-off, so you need to see that come up a little bit, and you might be able to play him at center. Got the 96 Sebastian Aho, 6 foot 176. Again, they did not separate the skating increases and synergies. 96 speed, 94 excel, 98 agility, gold elite edges, shrug it off, no contest, backhand beauty, snipe, and tape to tape. So just some super, like, not useless abilities, but much less impactful than others. But again, he's got max hands, shooting, as well as defensive stats. 94 face-offs, body checking's at 91, so you need to see an increase here. But yeah, just kind of a weaker option here in Sebastian Aho. Lastly, we've got the 96 Miro Heiskanen. He's always a very good card. Comes with gold edges as well as shutdown. Shutdown's really all you need on him. And he does have enforcer defenseman as well as speed boost, or you could go accelerator boost, and you've basically maxed out his skating already. So a very strong option here in the 96 Miro Heiskanen. Now let's discuss the unfortunate side of this team of the season release, and that is the fact that you can't make any of the cards individually unless they have a prior master set player item. So taking a look at the first season team of the season players, you've got Mikko Rantanen, but you're going to have to trade in his HUT elites. You trade in that 93 master set player, 19 team of the season cards, and you can get Mikko Rantanen. Same thing goes for Artemi Panarin and his style icon card. Artemi Panarin also has a X Factor, which is a massive discount. Again, team of the season and power up collectibles are essentially a 1-for-1 cost, and you're saving a ton by switching to his team of the season card. Roman Josi can be made with his captain's card, and I completely forgot about this captain's card. So if you get the 88 as well as the 32 team of the season collectibles, you can get Josi. You can also do his X Factor trade-in. Again, I would totally recommend. And then finally, Evan Bouchard. The only way you're going to make him is if you have his 99 fantasy hockey card. It is a trade-in where you can get both back, much like the team of the year version, but extremely disappointing that we are not able to make any of these after the precedent had been set in the prior weeks that the master sets or the higher rated ones all had a blanket 40 collectible cost to make these cards. Now, I get that they had master set player art and they worked a little bit differently, it seems, but there's no reason. We voted on these cards. Why can't we just make them? And the argument is, well, if EA doesn't want to make a 99 Evan Bouchard, because obviously they would have to set the precedent where you can make all of them, you can just add the cost. So for example, if you set a 95 or a 96 team of the season card at 40 team of the season collectibles, then whatever the EA math is, that's a 99 worth, hell, make Evan Bouchard worth 60, extremely expensive, or 80, doesn't matter, but he should still be able to be made. There's very few people that are still playing the game that have this card. Now, we also got sets for the second team of the season, so Elias Pettersson with his HUT Elites item, you can make him. Sebastian Aho using his X Factor, and again, I would definitely recommend that. William Nylander with his Nations of Hockey card, it'll require 30 team of the season collectibles. Adam Fox with his Headliner card. I completely forgot about this event and this card all the way back at the very first event of the season. And lastly, Miro Heiskanen with his Team of the Year card. And then finally, Miro Heiskanen with his Team of the Year trade-in card. So if you don't have any of those master set items and you want one of these cards, you're going to have to do the random week 3 team of the season player set. This is worth 480,000 coins, and you get a random one, not a choice pack, of one of the 12 options. Now, normally I would say this totally isn't worth it. Like, there's 0% chance I would recommend ever doing this. However, other than the goaltenders, you're getting a 96 player item essentially. So for example, if you did not get Bobrovsky or Swayman, all of the other options are pretty strong. Now, the issue lies that if you have, well, let's say Miro Heiskanen, for example, in his Team of the Year card, and you get Heiskanen, that's a pretty brutal loss as well. But again, I would never recommend gambling because I think that it's just too much of a risk for the amount of time it takes to get the resources needed. But if there was ever a random set that you could do safely, this is probably the closest one. I still wouldn't recommend it, and it's extremely brutal that we aren't able to make these cards, but it is what it is. Now, I did reach out to EA after the release of this event because one of the major drawbacks is if you made a prior master set player, you weren't able to make that card again. So for example, like Messier, I've already made him from prior in the year. You weren't able to make that card again. So Roman Josi, if you had made this card, it has now been reset where you can redo these master set player sets. So if you really wanted Roman Josi, you could make this captain's MSP, and then obviously do the trade-in to get his Team of the Season card. The same thing goes for Adam Fox. If you already made him prior, you weren't able to make him, but you should now be able to do it again if you really wanted that card. Again, there is going to be a cost to upgrade them and then trade them in and all of that, but at least you are guaranteed to be able to make those cards. The biggest drawback here is that there was never a Master Set Leon Draisaitl, which is kind of insane when you think about it. I would assume that he's probably getting one, and maybe retroactively they make a Leon Draisaitl Master Set player item that you could then trade in after the event for a Team of the Season version. But this is extremely lame when you consider that we voted on these cards and we can't make them. Just because they don't have card art and they have headshots, that isn't really a good excuse. We do have week 3 Team of the Season objectives. They work much like the prior weeks. You will get 3 event collectibles by finishing off the various objectives. That is worth about 45,000 coins in value, so nothing awful there. It's actually a half-decent value. And they did add to the moments list, now featuring all of the week 3 Team of the Season player items. They are locked behind the first one, so you have to finish it off, but the last one does give you a Team of the Season collectible that you can then use to trade in. So just a pretty disappointing end to Team of the Season. I really don't understand why they didn't allow us to build these cards, especially when it was the ones we voted on. I know a lot of people were saving a lot of their collectibles for that exact release. I don't know, maybe they can live and learn here, but kind of a weaker conclusion to this year's Team of the Season. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.